Hello YouTube, Play the Titans here. The Awakening patch just dropped on console. I was gonna make a Lancer guide when I made my Berserker, but I figured I'd just wait till the Apex, so I'm gonna have to redo my Berserker guide for Apex as well. But yeah, so let's just go over the things that changed with Lancer and what you should be running. Let's start with gear. On your gear you want double enraged, increased damage, decreased cooldown, and increased damage with monsters with more aggro towards you. For your etching you want energetic. You can go crit if you want to. I would recommend it, just go energetic for the extra attack speed to leave in those attacks when the boss attacks you. For your chest you want to take spring attack as your top roll. I see a lot of Lancers go shield counter. That's okay, but spring attack is your main bread and butter DPS skill, and that's what you mainly want to go. Go decrease damage taken by 6%, decrease damage taken from frontal damage, decrease damage from enraged monsters, and decrease damage from monsters with more aggro towards you. For your gloves, you want to go power, crit, attack speed. Pretty basic, standard. Boots, endurance, movement speed, and recover 2% MP per 5 seconds, which is pretty nice since Lancers are mana whores, but leave that alone. For your belt, you want to go power plus 3 and crit factor plus 6. For your innerwear, you want to go crit fortified or crit, same thing. Jewelry, full crit, carving. For your rings, you want crit factor and power. Your earrings, you want endurance and HP. Necklace, you want 4, increased by crit factor. Your quadruple brooch, you want to go crit by 6 and power by 3. Your circlet, crit, because Lancers will be building a lot of crit. Your crystals, you want to go wrathful, focused, and either pounding and threatening, or double pounding, or pounding and carving to mix in the situational. The only time you want to go double pounding is when you know you won't lose aggro and you're with the mystic, just to give that extra bit of damage. When you go carving is when you're with the priest, but still, if you have high enough crit factor, then you should be fine with double pounding. Body armor, full hardy for the defense. And I think that covers the gear. Oh, the etching for your body, you want grounded for the endurance. Your gloves, you want energetic. Your boots, you want grounded as well. Okay, let's go to my crit. I have base 50 crit with plus 300, so that mixed in with mystic will take me up to 350 crit, I would say. What's next? The skills. Should I just go over the skill? Okay, so they took out Guardian Shout, Rallying Cry. What else did they take out? Oh yeah, Menacing Wave and Pledge of Protection. And they combined those skills into Iron Will and Adrenaline Rush. I'll go over the skills they changed the most. Okay, Onslaught now adds a frontal defense, and it activates faster by taking you a shorter distance. Has frontal blocking now, and that's about it, I think. Shield Bash, they took away the decreased cooldown glyph and just gave it to you for 15 seconds and added a power glyph. Debilitate now has a frontal blocking. Adrenaline Rush increases attack speed by 20%, power by 60%, and damage by monsters by 5%. Okay, that's the Guardian Shout effect that's been added to the Adrenaline Rush. Oh yeah, they also added Outlaw, so you can PvP now. Lockdown Blow has a frontal blocking now, and it activates faster after onslaught. I'll show you in a minute. Iron Will has this thing called Skill Core, where it lets you choose between 3 different skill cores, and Steel Resolve, Ally Protection, and Front Defense. Frontal Defense is basically Rallying Cry, where you don't get stunned, knocked down, staggered, any of that. Ally Protection is basically the Guardian Shout defense of that effect that applies to all allies. And Steel Resolve is basically Iron Will on steroids. So the damage you can absorb, and you multiply that by 2. So yeah, this is mainly for soloing or when you're doing Guardian Legion by yourself. This you mainly want to use when you're in a party doing dungeons, if your allies that shield. And Front Defense is basically for PvP, so nothing to worry about there. Wallop, oh, my glyphs changed. Wallop now has a carving glyph after Apex. Super Leap is basically your Wallop on steroids. It has frontal blocking and has the menacing wave effect. Guardian Barrier is a very useful skill. Every attack that hits the shield is considered a perfect attack. So you can stack your hold the line effect up to 10 if you're fighting a boss that hits your shield a lot. Or you could just spam your freaking block to get perfect defense. Your Divine Protection is your immunity to knock down and stagger while active, and you become invulnerable to everything for 5 seconds. And I think that's it for the new skill changes. Before I get into the glyphs, I want to show you how the skills change. They added a frontal blocking to debilitate. You see that? Go orange. Frontal blocking to lockdown blow. Go orange. Frontal blocking to onslaught. And they decreased the range you go and activated how fast you deal damage. That I can't function as a human being right now, I'm sorry. Super Wallop, it activates after charging lunge and Wallop. So 1, 2. That's basically it. Oh yeah, Guardian Barrier. And Super Wallop with charging lunge. And your Divine Protection grants a shield for 5 seconds. This is very useful for skipping mechanics in most dungeons, especially your Divine Barrier. You can skip the Antaroth's Abyss mechanic at the end where he does the orb thing. You can get your allies to stand behind you while you hold up your Guardian Barrier, and it blocks that entire mechanic. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Alright, let's move on to the passives. Stronghold Shift, as you saw, it allows you to move while blocking, and you get 20% RE generation while doing it. So yeah. Retribution Shield, it's basically like a Thorn Mail from League of Legends. If you get hit while holding up your shield, you're gonna do damage back to the opponent, or reflect damage back to the opponent, and regenerate some MP, and the shield counter cooldown is reduced by 0.5 seconds. And you can stack this to increase shield counters damage. And that's it for the Apex passives. Let's get onto the glyphs. For your stand fast, you want pumped stand fast and power link stand fast to increase your damage or shield counter. Onslaught, you want empowered onslaught and carving onslaught to get those crits and extra damage. Challenging shout, you want haste and challenging shout to quickly grab aggro. You don't want to spend 5 seconds in the middle of the boss room just shouting. For shield bash, blazing shield bash, and glyph of power to increase the damage and increase the attack speed of onslaught. Shield counter, you want threatening shield counter, give you that extra aggro generation. Debilitate, lingering debilitate, increases the effect duration by 100%. Infuriate, you want energetic infuriate. I don't have the glyph points for it, but once I do, I will get it. Spring attack, empower spring attack to increase the skill damage by 30%. Adrenaline rush, swift adrenaline rush, increase the attack speed by additional 10%. Shield barrage, threatening shield barrage, increase aggro by 200%. Lockdown blow, empowered lockdown blow, and increase aggro by 50%. This is something I just have because I got a lot of extra glyph points after completing my Apex. For Iron Will, ally protection for when you're in a group, steel resolve for when you're by yourself. Wallop, you want empowered Wallop and carving Wallop. Backstep, you want the affirmative backstep to reduce the RE cost of it. And that's about it. Okay, I'm gonna go over the adrenaline rush rotation for Lancer. You don't want to use onslaught or shield bash or this skill. I forgot the name of it just that fast. It's like 6 in the morning. I stayed up all night waiting for the Apex update to go live. I apologize. Adrenaline rush decreases the cooldown of Wallop, shield barrage, and spring attack. So you want to just spam those skills just like this. And that's that. For your onslaught combo, shield bash, onslaught, lockdown blow. And that's basically it. Make sure you weave in a few auto attacks since they increase the attack speed of it, or the cast speed of it. I think that's it so far. Yeah, so they basically just made Lancer a super protector. And I hope this guide was a little bit helpful. Hope you gained something from this. If you didn't, you didn't. If you did, you did. And I'm glad. So I'll see you next time when I make my Berserker guide. And yeah. Talk to you later.